Philippine Navy.
Ako na rin to, sa Armed Forces of the Philippines. Ikaw na si Department.
Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Department of National Defense.
Pagdating sa stage ni Duterte, pag nakatayo na siya dyan. Ako na.
Republic of the Philippines.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Philippines, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Please remain standing for our invocation to be led by the Command Chaplain of the Philippine Marine Corps, Major Isidro U. Balistoy, Chaplain Service.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of our Almighty God. Let us all together pray. Blessed are you, Lord, God of all creation. In your goodness, you have gathered us all together for the Philippine Marine Corps 67th birthday cake cutting, which is the annual renewal of each Marine's commitment to the Corps, and the Corps' commitment to our nation's quest for peace and nation building. At the same time, remembering our fallen Marines who made the ultimate sacrifice in order that the sovereignty of our nation reigns supreme, our territory remains undivided, and our people live in peace. Lord, look with kindness upon the Fleet Marine team. May this cake-cutting ceremony serve as an inspiration to each one of us in our collective desire and effort to accomplish our mandated mission and the exercise of our call of duty. We implore you, O Lord, to bestow upon each one of us your divine grace and guidance in the disposal of our duty. Strengthen our will, that we may never fail in our noble conviction to live our values and our ideals of karangalan, katungkulan, and kabayanihan. We also pray, O Lord, for our awardees, whose service and dedication inspire all of us to remain faithful to our constitutional mandate and our marine oath. Bless too our Commander-in-Chief, the President of the Republic of the Philippines. May his words of wisdom motivate us in our allegiance to faithfully serve God, country, and people. Above all, we pray for the whole armed forces of the Philippines. With the help of your grace, may we remain now and always worthy of the trust, respect, and love of the people that we all vow to serve as we strive to help build a strong and prosperous republic. All this we ask in your mighty name. Amen.
You may now be seated. Once again, good afternoon. Welcome to the 67th birthday celebration of the Philippine Marine Corps.
We will now call on the Commandant of the Philippine Marine Corps, Major General Alvin A. Pareño, to give his welcome remarks and to lead the reaffirmation of the Marine Oath.
Sino? First of all, I would like to greet the President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines. The Secretary of National Defense, Secretary Delpin and Lorenzana, General Ray Leonardo Biguerero, Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Vice Admiral Ronald Joseph S. Mercado, the Flag Officer in Command of the Philippine Navy. I would like also to greet Honorable Pantaleon de Alvarez, Speaker of the House and the Marine Reservist, Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre, Secretary of Department of Justice, Police Director General Ronald Bato de la Rosa of the Philippine National Police. I would like also to mention and greet also the major service commanders, the commanders of the Unified Command, other general staff, and flag officers. The Vice Commander, Philippine Navy, Rear Admiral Alan V. Cusi, and the Philippine Navy staff headed by Commodore Eric Kagawan. Commanders of the Type Command, Operational, and Support Command of the Philippine Navy. We also have here the former commandants and retired Marine generals. We have the Deputy Commandant, Philippine Marine Corps, and the staff, headed by Colonel Charleston Siangarlan, and the Deputy Commandant, Brigadier General Martin Villasan. The Marine Unit Commanders, the Philippine Marine Corps Group, Base, and Battalion Commanders, the Foreign Defense Attachés, the Philippine Marine Corps Board of Advisors, the AFP Mutual Benefit Association Incorporated, PM COSAI and PINOA officers, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to the Philippine Marine Corps 67th birthday. This year's Marine birthday is no ordinary, much like the previous years. We celebrate our birthday with all excitement as we once again band together as one family, reminisce the past, and look forward to the future. This year, however, it is made more special, not only because we are reminded of the many sacrifices that our men and women in the Corps have endured, but also we are privileged and humbled to have our President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, in our Marine Birthday celebration today. Mr. President, maraming salamat po sa pagpapaunlak ng aming invitation, sir. Let this 67th birthday be our way of celebrating our fallen warriors' legacy by taking a pause and reflecting on why and how the Philippine Marine Corps was born. Since 1950, we have exemplified excellence, discipline, and professionalism that make us the elite force of warriors who are prepared for any crisis and remain ready as the country's premier force and readiness. Generation by generation, we stay true to our ideals and faithful to our standards. Look around you, and you see faces of Marine and women who build upon our noble heritage and continue to be the embodiment of the Corps that we are always proud of. As a testament of our commitment and dedication to the Corps, I enjoin all Marines, active, reservists, and retired, to stand and recite with all your heart our Marine oath. Please stand. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I swear to God and to myself that from this day on, I will uphold the traditions of the Philippine Marine Corps, submit to its discipline, and carry out its mission. I will always bear true faith and loyalty to the Corps and to my comrades in arms, and will carry myself as a true Marine, representative of the best in soldiery. I shall strive from this day onward to improve myself physically, mentally, morally, and professionally. I will always obey the lawful orders of my seniors in a cheerful and wholehearted manner. I will always hold the interest of the Corps above my own. I swear to be always a true Marine. So help me God. You may put your hands down and please be seated. In the past months, we saw the gallantry and action of our Marines who were securing our territories and fighting it out against the enemies in the seas and mountains of Palawan, in the jungles of Basilan and Sulu, in the waters of Zamboanga and Tawi-Tawi, in the coasts of Maguindanao and Sultan Kudarat, and in the urban layer of Marawi. We stood our ground to carry on and accomplish our mission. In the end, we remain victorious. We have remarkable feats to remember, great heroisms to tell, and memories of brave warriors to commemorate. But as in every war story, there are those heroes who are wounded. And more sadly, there are those who have gone before us. For sure, no story and no hero will be left forgotten, including the 357 wounded Marines and 35 Marines killed in Marawi, 2 Marines killed in Sulu, and 2 Marines killed in Palawan. Our experience in Marawi, for one, will form part of our history. There, we saw how our Marines personified the warrior spirit, with their countless stories of gallantry and loyalty to their fellow Marines and to the Corps. Lieutenant Abad, Lieutenant Sabelliano, and the other Marines whose names and to whose acts of heroism will never be forgotten. Their sacrifices and dedication to service will forever be part not only of our rich narrative, but also of our inspiration to be a better and stronger Philippine Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to direct you to the audiovisual presentation commemorating the gallantry of our troops in Marawi. Not only are they heroes to us, but also to every Filipino who stands for peace, freedom, justice, and security.
Smoke blacken the skies above Marawi as government planes pummel the city with bombs, while on the ground, street-to-street fighting sends the sound of gunfire billowing out.
Sniper! Sniper si Fire Ninja! Ganda natin na dyan! hinubog nga kami ng sandatahang lakas, sir, ng maging isang marino, sir. Maging malakas ang loob. Ang ibig sabihin ng pagiging kawal, sir, ay 3 is lang yan, sir. Security, service, at saka sovereignty, sir. Kami yung, kumbaga, naatasan na magbantay sa teritoryo natin, sir.
Thank you for your attention. Mr. President, thank you for your constant solid support for our Marines. When you were here in September of last year, you assured us of your full support, especially in terms of military equipment and capacity enhancement. Under your leadership, we always feel your presence with your several visits and dialogues, even in main battle area in Marawi. These are really helpful as we take on greater challenge in fighting terrorist groups, patrolling our seas, and supporting law enforcement. We are also grateful that you have condoled with us and the families of our fallen Marines who fought the good fight in Marawi. Marami pong salamat, Mr. President. Let this birthday serve as a reaffirmation of our commitment and duty to strengthen the core as we continue to build on the legacy of those who have gone ahead of us. Ang karawang ito ay pagpupugay sa kabayanihang ipinamalas ng ating mga kasamahang Marines. Naway ang kanilang alaala ay patuloy na bubuhay sa kadakilaang taglay natin bilang isang matibay at malakas na institusyon. Looking forward, let us remain ready and prepared to win whenever and wherever. Let us be true to our ideals, uphold our values, and stay committed to God and country. Muli, sa ating mahal na Pangulo, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, sa ating DND Secretary Delpin Lorenzana, dating Chief of Staff General Anyo at kasalukuyang Chief of Staff AFP General Guerrero, Vice Admiral Ronald Joseph, the Flag Officer in Command, Philippine Navy, General Palurina, former CG Philippine Air Force, General Miranda, former CGPA, dating Joint Task Force Marawi at ngayon ay CGPA, Lieutenant General Bautista, Joint Task Group Trident Commander at COMSOCOM, Major General Pamonag, Lieutenant General Galvez, Commander West Wingcom, Rear Admiral Medina, Commander Naval Forces Western Mindanao, dating Commandant Lieutenant General Manuel Salamat, sa hanay ng mga opisyal at mga tauhan ng Philippine Army, Philippine Air Force, sa Fleet Marine Team, Philippine Navy, Philippine Coast Guard at Philippine National Police na pinamumunuan ni Police Director General Ronald Bato de la Rosa, mga CAPGUS, reservists, doctors and nurses, media, NGOs, sa mga awardees ngayong araw na ito at sa mga patagong tumulong. Dumalaw sa ating mga wounded, nakiramay sa mga pamilya ng mga fallen marine heroes at sa inyong lahat ang taong bayan. Mula sa puso at sa ngalan ng bawat miyembro ng Philippine Marine Corps, marami at marami pong salamat sa inyong lahat. And to our Marines near and far, those deployed from as far as North Batanes, sa Kalayaan Island Group sa Palawan, hanggang sa dulo ng Tawi-Tawi sa Setangkay, happy birthday Marines! Hua! Happy birthday Marines! Hua! Hua! Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, sir.
At this point, we shall now witness the battle call. The battle call is a symbolic ceremony in which Marine predecessors recount the remarkable feats and milestones achieved by the Corps. It also highlights the countless heroic tales and memories of brave warriors that made the Corps stood out and be recognized as the nation's force of choice. Battle of Sibaluhil.
Battle of Valencia.
Battle of Almadina.
Battle of Sampinit Complex.
Narciso Ramos Highway Campaign.
Tanong Raid.
Battle of Silangkum.
Battle of Pitanang.
Battle of Baguindan.
Tugas Encounter.
Zamboanga Siege.
Kanjimao Siege.
Buhanginan Siege.
Mamasapano Siege.
Marawi Siege.
That ends the battle call. These significant events will be written in history books and will remain to be a valuable part of the Corps' rich history.
We shall now proceed with the awarding ceremony. Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi. The Order of Lapu-Lapu was established in 2017 and is conferred by the President of the Philippines in recognition of the exemplary service rendered by officials and personnel of the government, as well as private individuals, in significantly advancing a campaign or advocacy of the President, particularly acts of valor and kindness described as extraordinary acts of service and exceptional contributions to the country. The Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, is awarded to officials and personnel of the government and private individuals who, not falling under any order of Lapu-Lapu medals, actively participated in and contributed significantly to an activity pursuant to a campaign or advocacy of the President. At this juncture, may request the guest of honor to present the award, to be assisted by the Commandant, Philippine Marine Corps. Likewise, the Marine Corps Adjutant will also read the citation of military awards. The Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, is hereby awarded to First Lieutenant Kim Adrian R. Martal, Philippine Navy Marines.
The Gold Cross Medal is awarded to First Lieutenant Kim Adrian R. Martal, Philippine Navy Marines, for gallantry in action during an encounter with the Maute local terrorist group led by Isnilon Hapilon at Barangay Lilod, Madaya, Marawi City, Lanao del Sur on 09 June 2017. The Gold Cross Medal is awarded to Staff Sergeant Rique M. Villar, Philippine Navy Marines, for gallantry in action during an encounter with more or less 100 fully armed Abu Sayyaf member under ASG leader Harula Asbang on 21 April 2016 at Barangay Tugas, Patikul, Sulu. The Order of Lapu-Lapu Kamagi Award and Gold Cross Medal is awarded to Sergeant Richard F. Anding, Philippine Navy Marines, for gallantry in action during an encounter with the Mauti local terrorist group at Barangay Lilod, Madaya, Mapandi, Marawi City last 27 May 2017 while serving as a squad leader of Special Operations Platoon MBLT-10. Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, and Silver Cross Medal is awarded to First Lieutenant John Mary C. Cañonazo, Philippine Navy Marines, for his meritorious and valuable achievement as member of the Marine Intelligence Detachment 3 during the successful conduct of focused military operation in Sitio Reyanacan, Barangay Salogon, Brooks Point, Palawan from 25 to 28 August 2017. Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, and Bronze Cross Medal is awarded to Second Lieutenant Lorraine A. Torreña, Philippine Navy Marines, for acts of heroism involving risk of life as member of 75th Marine Company for providing service support to forward operating elements of the armor components of CSSE-6. Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, and Bronze Cross Medal is awarded to First Lieutenant Noel Anthony M. Manaay, Philippine Navy Marines, for acts of heroism involving risk of life while serving as Company Commander, 25th Marine Company, Marine Battalion Landing Team 5, Philippine Marine Corps, Philippine Navy, during the implementation of MBLT 5 Offered 03-17 Shield against the Mauti local terrorist group at Marawi City, Lanao del Sur, from 18 July to 19 August 2017. Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, and Bronze Cross Medal is awarded to Staff Sergeant Antonio C. Diva for acts of heroism involving risk of life as member of 16th Marine Company, FABN. Staff Sergeant Diva gallantly provided accurate and timely artillery fire support to operating units in line with the execution of Joint Task Group Offered 02-17 unleashed on 12 August 2017. Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi. The Philippine Marine Corps flag is awarded to Marine Battalion Landing Team 1 as the adjudged Best Marine Battalion of the Year 2017. To receive the flag is Lieutenant Colonel Stephen L. Cabanlit, Philippine Navy Marines, GSC, the commanding officer of MBLT 1. The Kahusayan Streamer is also awarded to Marine Battalion Landing Team 1. Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi. The Marine Enlisted Personnel of the Year badge is awarded to Technical Sergeant Eduardo A. Wong, Philippine Navy Marines, as the adjudged Marine Enlisted Personnel of the Year 2017. Technical Sergeant Wong is also awarded the Philippine Marine Corps plaque. Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, and the Honorary Marine Brigade Command Badge is awarded to Lieutenant General Rolando Joselito D. Bautista, AFP, for having operational control over Philippine Marine Corps units in the campaign to liberate Marawi City from the ISIS-inspired Mauti group during his stint as Commander, Joint Task Force Marawi. Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, and the Honorary Marine Brigade Command Badge is awarded to Major General Danilo G. Pamonag, AFP, for having operational control over Philippine Marine Corps units in the campaign to liberate Marawi City from the ISIS-inspired Mauti group during his stint as Commander, Joint Special Operations Task Force Trident. Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, and the Honorary Marine Brigade Command Badge is awarded to Rear Admiral Rene V. Medina, AFP, for having operational control over Philippine Marine Corps units deployed in Western Mindanao.
Thank you for our military awardees. We shall now proceed for our awardees. In recognition of their invaluable support rendered to the Philippine Marine Corps, starting off with
Support Our Troops, Philippines Incorporated, to be received by its CEO and President, Mrs. Ana Marie T. Pareño.
Philippine National Police, to be received by its Chief Director General Ronald M. De La Rosa.
Duterte Force, to be received by one of its members, Ms. Genevieve T. Ronatay. RD Foundation Incorporated, to be received by its Executive Director, Mr. Ryan Vidanes.
Aboitiz Equity Ventures, to be received by its Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Sabine M. Aboitiz.
Citizens Support Your Navy Foundation, to be received by its Executive Director, Ms. Sarina N. Sakaging.
Once again, congratulations to all our awardees.
Marines and guests, we now come to the traditional cake-cutting ceremony of the AFP's Force in Readiness and the nation's force of choice, the Marines.
During the early 1950s, there was an urgent need to create a military force capable of immediate deployment to any part of the archipelago with sufficient striking power to confront, defeat, and dismantle armed dissidents whose impregnable layers were littoral forts in coves, coastal areas, and mountainous hideouts.
Lieutenant Commander Ramon A. Alcaraz had one regular visitor, the then Congressman Ramon Magsaysay, whom he came to know when Alcaraz was on duty at Subic. It was during one of these frequent visits that Magsaysay mentioned the creation of a Marine unit for the Philippine Naval Patrol.
After much pondering and consultation with top military officials, Lieutenant Commander Alcaraz directed the creation of the 1st Marine Company of the Philippine Naval Patrol as a seaborne striking force, specially trained in amphibious operations in providing highly mobile, ready deployment at any troubled spot of the archipelago.
The Alpha Company had their baptism of fire on 4 June 1951 when they attacked and overwhelmed a Hukbahal-Lahap camp in Nueva Ecija, killing and wounding dissidents and capturing numerous firearms and ammunitions.
Since that daring act, the Marines have never left the combat zone.
Tonight is a remarkable time to remember the day when Secretary Ramon Magsaysay envisioned a task force that would crush and destroy such lawless elements. From a pool of volunteers, 6 officers and 230 enlisted personnel were chosen to form the core of this hard-hitting task force. This group of men was a special unit of the Philippine Naval Patrol designated as the Alpha Company.
Marines and guests, marching before you are the oldest and youngest warrior of the Philippine Marine Corps.
We are now witnessing the turnover of Gidon.
The Gidon, which symbolizes authority and responsibility, is transferred from the senior Marine warrior to the junior Marine warrior. In essence, Marine warriors must carry the symbol with pride and dignity, even at the cost of their lives. This is one of the finest traditions of the Philippine Marine Corps.
From the corps of 6 officers and 230 enlisted personnel, Alpha Company has grown to what it is today.
A Marine Corps composed of 3 Marine Brigades, 1 Combat and Service Support Brigade, 12 Marine Battalions.
Though very few, we will be forever faithful in the service to God, country, and people. We have the right to be proud, for we are the representatives of the best in soldiery. We are the Marines.
All Marines are requested to rise and sing the Marine hymn.
We are the Philippine Marines, common side in the fight of the sea. Never die to be You may now be seated. The Command Sergeant Major will now report to the Commandant that the Marine birthday cake is ready for the cake cutting ceremony.
The Commandant directs the Sergeant Major to light the 67th birthday candles.
The Commandant will now blow the birthday candles.
The Commandant unsheaths the sword carried by the Marine personnel, enlisted personnel of the year, and slices the cake.
The Commandant then cuts the first slice. Taste it. And reports to the guest of honor that the cake is fit for human consumption.
Our guests of honor and distinguished guests are now invited to join the Commandant into the ceremonial area.
He then offers the second slice to the guest of honor as a symbol of the Corps' unrelentless service to the nation.
Last slice will be offered to the youngest Marine as a symbol of continuing wisdom being provided by the Marine leadership, as this was passed on from one generation to another.
May we request the guest of honor and other guests to proceed back to the stage.
Lock and load.
The Commandant now orders the Command Sergeant Major to withdraw the birthday cake.
Then to the inspiring cadence of Mabuhay by the famous Marine Drum and Bugle Team, the 67th birthday cake of the Corps is ushered out by the details. At this juncture, may we call on the Secretary of National Defense, Secretary Delphine N. Lorenzana, to introduce our guest of honor and speaker.
Mga kabayan at mga kaibigan, ang Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Kindly sit. Thank you for the courtesy. I've been with government for going 40 years. This is my first time to see a ritual of a component of the armed forces na so ritualistic. Isip-isip ko kung pulis ito sa krami, sa labas pa, naubos na yung cake ninyo. Defense Secretary Delphine Lorenzana and members of the Cabinet, AFP Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Rey Leonardo Guerrero, Flag Officer in Command Vice Admiral Ronald Joseph Mercado, and other major service commanders, officers, staff, enlisted personnel of the Philippine Marine Corps, 2017 awardees of the 67th anniversary of the Philippine Marine Corps, mga kasama ko sa gobyerno, mga kababayan ko. You know, as always, Malacanang prepares a very short speech. 2 pages lang po, and considering the solemnity of the moment, actually, to honor the soldiers, medyo basahin ko na lang yung last paragraph maya. but let me just air out my sentiments. First of all, I would like to thank the entire armed forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police for a job well done in Marawi City. Ayaw man natin, sabi ko nga, ang lolo ko po, anong lola ko rather, Maranao. Kaya sakit man sa loob ko, I had to do it because I have to do it. And if you remember, in the previous 2 weeks or so, I kept on reminding everybody, actually it was just a warning, subliminal. Sinasabi ko, do not force me to declare martial law in Mindanao kasi ayaw ko. But pinilit din niyo ako. Well, I have to do my duty for the country. As early as a month before, pati yung mga relatives ko nagsasabi na sa amin that there was a build-up of warm bodies. But yung armas was not really clear to us na the ammunition and ordnance was that aplenty. So we had to fight a long war, and this is something which is really a new kind of fighting. Kung sana lang in the open field where our soldiers are better trained to deal with, kasi the rebellion has always been with us for so many years. And we never thought that we'd fight an urban city. The cover is yung semento pati bakal. And even in other places in the Middle East, Mosul, Aleppo, and all, Raqqa, took them several years to really conquer with all the might of the Allied forces. Dito sa atin, we did it on our own. But of course, we'd like to thank the countries that really helped us. I don't know if they'd want them remembered or named here, but let me just, well, out of gratitude, of course, the United States for lending us the equipments, China for giving us the arms, so the Soviet Union, si President Putin also contributed, and Israel, and the others so lent us the equipments that needed really to win the war. Ang ano ko po, masasabi ko lang is I have taken steps to really not reward but do something substantial for our soldiers. I have ordered the NHA to find a lot somewhere here and to build the houses for those who are wounded and those who are unfortunately, pardon the word, rendered disabled. I'd build something like a convalescence village dito sa malapit sa urban cities where the soldiers can have a better access to the hospitals and of course the training for the prosthesis. I guarantee them that for those who are really wanting to stand again, the new science of the use of prosthesis and titanium, many, the best example would be the Blade Runner who killed his lover, but he was a very good runner using titanium. And we can have it for the soldiers, that is good. And that is why the other day I told Defense Secretary Lorenzana that I'd be releasing 500 million for the wounded and disabled soldiers para lang sa kanila. I hate to say this in public, but the bureaucratic grid has always been there with the monkey wrench. And I want yung mabilisan na, sabi ko, ibigay ko na lang sa opisina ni Delphine, and siya nang bahala for the immediate release of the medicines and the shop around for the titaniums. Quite expensive, but in the long run, it would have its benefits and make the soldiers happy again. I want to emphasize the soldiers that I love as for as long as I'm there, I love my soldiers, I love my police. And you can be very sure that I am there when the moment needs me. Nandyan ako sa tabi ninyo. That is why lahat ng ginawa ko first was really this is not to beg the issue. Anyway, it's rightfully yours. The first thing that I did when I was president was to talk to Binamin Jokno, the secretary of budget. Sinabi ko, I want the soldiers' pay doubled. And he agreed with me, pero hindi pala talaga yung you pull up a certain grade in parity. It has to be lesser. But that's the law. I said, well, okay, but I want it increased by leaps and bounds. And so, January, all of the soldiers of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, Philippine National Police, BGMP, yung mga bumbero will have an increase, almost double their salaries. And I decided on this, long time ago. Marawi was just a distant star, but there was this warning. And if you guys would kindly remember, not really your fault, but during the first command conference, we had a very serious discussion of the law and order situation in the country. And we are almost done, and we're about to dismissal time, I sabi ko, maupo muna kayo sandali because I think we have forgotten the most important thing that we have to consider now. And I said that I see the darkening clouds of terrorism coming our way. And on the dot, talagang pumasok. Mabutit na lang, we had a fair warning, and we're able to, as a matter of fact, prepare for this. Intelligence committee was doing its work, but over time we just ignored the lawlessness in Marawi. Parang the local officials, sad to say, really were not doing their duty. And some of them, again, which makes me sad, is that most of them were into the shabu business. And that is why I know that part of the terrorism there were funded by arms because of the earnings were that huge, and they were able to buy almost everything. But I hope this will not happen again, and I'm sure that we will not allow it. I hate to kill a human person, especially Filipino. Masakit yan sa akin. But we'll just have to pray that everything will, will have a smooth sailing. There will never be the storms that would put the ship of state in danger again. But may I say to you that we have to prepare for the next. It's going to come somewhere, somehow, and we have to be prepared for this. In my time, I told the Defense Department that I will not buy any second-hand equipment or whatever weapons that we need. Either we buy it or we don't. Yung bago talaga na mga barrel. There was this order by us in America, bilisan na tayo ng 23,000 M4s. Tuto yung 5.56, but nabara sa U.S. Congress. Let me state it publicly here and now. Wala akong problema sa Amerika. But you know, in America, it cannot be trusted with this kind of things. Because the president, despite his enormous powers, just like the Philippine Constitution, Congress almost seems to have a parity in the powers. And they can derail. Kagaya nung ginawa natin, we were expecting it. Si John De La Rosa was hoping that it would come. Kasi sabi ko yung warning. But you know, when these members of Congress talked about it and started to make a raucous out of, importation here because of the human rights conditions, it got stalled. So I was compelled to shop around. And China was really very unkind and to a fault sa atin and gave us the additional firearms and the sniping rifles. Dumating yung kay President Putin. So nagpapasalamat tayo sa kanila. So that the next round of orders would really be either Israel or sa Russia. And we have the new ones, and we even have the new trucks. And I know they're durable because at one time the city of Davao, when I was mayor, for 22 years, nagbili kami ng Russian-made na jeep. And it really lasted the money's worth. Talagang matibay. Those made in Russia. Sabi ko, kung mahirapan tayo dito, I'm not saying this with contempt. We remain to be the best of friends with America. Most of you, pagkatapos niyan, or some of you went to schooling in America. And I do not blame you if your sentiments really remain with the power who helped us for the longest time. But the change of the situation now, and even the geography of the world is really changing. I just hope that Korea would have the sense and to avoid it. Because, you know, whether we like it or not, we remain to be friends, courteous. If I were to insist on our arbitral claim as demanded by some of the justices, I would run afoul with everything else. Because China is not only the power that is claiming a part of the China Sea. Taiwan has a claim and it overlaps the northern part of the country, yung ating economic zones. And Vietnam has another idea of what is his or her. And Malaysia, and they will start really to pile up. Instead of just facing one, I'd be facing many. Kaya kung magka-concessions given or conceded, the other countries who are also claimants in the same area will start to assert. Yan ang problema ko. It's really the changing geopolitics. And the islands there are being developed with batteries. And almost near. And sinabi ko na naman kay Mr. Xi Jinping, we will not give up our claim sa pag-asa pati yung the nearby islands that we have occupied already. Small islands. Sabi niya na we will not, and this assurance he gave to the Foreign Secretary, na hindi niya gawin. He will not build something that is Scarborough Shore. I just hope that he would honor it because it will change the entire geography of the world. And if the war starts, I don't know what would be the next geographical division of Asia. Yan ang mahirap sa just like in the Middle East. Geopolitics changed the entire Persian Empire and the Ottoman Empire. At dito, I really don't know what will happen. But it is the politics and power that would change the entire landscape of the political situation of the world. It is really a geopolitic thing, and we'll just have to consider ourselves now not in a defensive position, but to insist na itong muna ang atin at wag tayong, kasi kung we assert and go there, the other countries, Malaysia, I'm sure, and Indonesia, would also begin to push for what they think is their territory. I hope you understand that because I cannot afford to go to war. I know that it would end up in a massacre. I cannot start we don't have to be nuclear arms and everything. As a matter of fact, we are just bystanders. But what I can do really is to strengthen my own, in the meantime that we are waiting for. I am tempted to tell you something of my theory, but I'm going to APIC tomorrow, and we have the bilaterals. But I'm sure, I think some of the military men will go there. It would be at that time that I'd be frank with China also. I know where she's going, the direction, and laro ito ng geopolitics. Sabi ko, it would change the entire landscape of Southeast Asia if something goes wrong. But you'll have to trust me na pupunta ako doon, but I will assert something, and that is our inherent right to one day really put a stake to what we think is ours. It is not the time to do it because the world is aflame. Korea is posturing. I don't know if it's really an honest-to-goodness intention to go to war if they are on the losing end, or it is just, And while we were looking the other way around, things got changed here. Bigla ng pagtingin natin, but they were taking a while, and we were looking into the direction of one crisis. But when we started to scan, we found out that something has changed. But the greatest asset that we have is that we have the only land base there facing China is Palawan. You cannot sink an island, can you? So yan ang ano natin. It's really Palawan. It's a huge battleship facing the entire. I'm not going to specify, Russia might be kind to us, making friends, but I said, you can never tell what would happen there. Yung mga battleships nila are just there, and you can sink them. No? The other countries can do it. Pero ditong ating Palawan, which is really I said they cannot sink that. And that is a land-based asset which only we. Tayo lang ang pinaka-approximate talaga. That is just my analysis of the things which I have to talk to them about what I feel is developing there. So yan po ang report ko sa inyo. But may I reiterate my support to you will have everything you will need. Sabi ko, at no other time, hindi ako nagyayabang, at no other time na armed forces makuha nila ang gusto nila. Armas, and well, of course, lahat, the intelligence equipment, buy them, whatever I can get hands on, that I think is, and our soldiers who are there suffering will have the mitigations of treatment and everything. He said it's gonna be hindi ako papayag yung mga plastic na cast. I need good legs for them to walk again. The titaniums and whatever's available in the market. I can assure you that you will have the best. I intend to, not for my use. I don't need it. I'm just a passing official dito. Just like you, but shorter yung amin. It's just years. Dumadaan lang kami sa opisina na yan. But I hope to build a strong armed forces, and a strong police. When I don't care about the violations o yung human rights, hindi naman, kita mo sila hanggang nagde-demonstrate, wala naman ako. I have distanced myself. I have not even talked to Director General Aquino for the longest time. Wala, ayaw ko na. Sabi ko, sige. Whether it succeeds or fails, well, the day of reckoning will come. It's undermanned and we have many expenses to meet, challenges to answer. So, kung tama na yan sa kanila, because that is what they want, well, okay. We can have the reckoning maybe years to come. Sabihin ko, sinabi ko sa inyo. I'm about to end. Let me just tell you, at lahat ng kayo namang mga Philippine Navy na assigned doon. As a matter of fact, the first guy I wanted to be in the cabinet was Willie Wong. I know that he was not a jolly good fellow sometimes, but I believed in his integrity, and I have called him twice dito. And every time I met him, talagang ayaw niya. Nagmamakaawa na yung mama. Yung ang dumadaan lang kami dito, it's very hard to look for an honest man. But I can assure you, since I made a few promises in election, that I will take care of graft and corruption, then I will finish the drug, which is really punishing our country, and the law and order. But I have to talk to the communists, but it seems that we cannot understand each other. Good friends coming on, and I could travel the ideological lines to and fro. But the problem is I am no longer a mayor. Na sinasabi ko nga sa kanila, I'm tasked with the governing a nation. I cannot trade things with you na hindi akin, sa tao to eh. So diyan kami it has bugged down simply because I do not want to talk to them anymore. You just cannot ask for something overnight. I am not the despot or ruler of the Philippines. Sabihin ko, ibigay natin yan, bigay. No, you have to contend with the people, Congress, and the rest of the nation. So diyan ang paputol yung law and order natin at yung we continue to talk sa mainline, MIMLF. I'm hanging on to it, hoping that they would rein everything there once they have the federal setup. Let me just be frank with you. I'm from Mindanao. I am not threatening you. I am supposed to be the one encouraging you. But itong sa Mindanao, something has got to give there. Otherwise, even if you ask yung mga native, General De La Rosa is from Mindanao, he knows na magkagulo talaga. So we have to have somebody with us to fight terrorism. Because if they combine, we will have a hard time. If the one that the dream that they are asking cannot be realized, and they will call for a unified stand regarding Mindanao, mahirapan ho tayo. So I said, something has got to give there. If you do not want a federal setup, fine with me. Wala akong problema. We can remain the unitary type, which is not good. But you have to reconfigure Mindanao. We have to do it. Because if we don't, I said, the drawback is there might be a serious trouble. I'm trying to ginagawa ko na ang lahat magawa ko to face these problems. Every night I ponder on how I would go about governing the country. But you can be very sure that uppermost of, or almost of my thoughts would be to protect the Republic of the Philippines. My duty is to protect the people and preserve our country known as the Republic of the Philippines. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this point, may I request our President to please remain on stage for the photo opportunity.
May we call on the first batch, the Headquarters Philippine Navy Staff and Philippine Navy Unit Commanders.
For the second batch, please prepare the members of the Philippine Marine Corps staff and brigade commanders. For the second batch, please prepare members of the PMC Marine Corps staff, brigade commanders, Superintendent Marine Corps Force Development Center, as well as Commander PMRF Silusur. For the third batch, please prepare the unit commanders, base commanders, and group commander of the Marine Corps.
naman makita.
Thank you, sir.
For our third batch, sir, PMC unit commanders, base commanders. Thank you, sir. And thank you, Mr. President. At this juncture, may we request everyone to please rise for the exit of the official party.
Yung Marines lang, sinong nag-birthday ngayong araw na to? Statistically improbable. Yung nag-birthday ngayong araw na to. Come forward, please. Kagaya nung sa Tagig, wala talaga. Wala nag-birthday itong araw na to. Marines, listen. Yung nag-birthday ngayong araw na to, wala. Believe, no? Oo, sa BJMP, wala rin. Totoo kayo o nahiya lang? Mahiyain itong Marines, eh. Wala, so may surprise na ako, pero police ito, lahat mag-raise ng hands. Salamat po. Usapin ko si Bato.
To continue with the exit of the official party, Republic of the Philippines.
Department of National Defense. Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Philippine Navy. Paano natin i-close? Dito ba? Sisipin ba natin ito?
Hindi siya event. Program lang kasi meron ka ba dito sa
Philippine Navy.
Paano nga? That concludes. Dapat nga dyan yung original natin eh. That concludes the 67. Meron ba original? Yun na lang pang final natin.
Philippine Marine Corps.